holidays and welcome to the 1995 Marion Kaleidoscope Parade. First up, we have the parade banner, carried by members of the Marion Rotary Club. Blue Ridge Public Television would like to thank the Marion Rotary Club for sponsoring the taping of today's parade. Behind them, we have the VFW Color Guard from VFW Post number 4667 of Marion. Here we have the Honorable Marshall E. Guy Mayer and Chief of Police Charles Overby. They're riding in a vehicle provided by Goodman's Exterminating. And here we have the first band in the parade from Marion Middle School. It's composed of 99 middle school students, and the band director is Hubert Fulton. This group participates annually in the Apple Festival Parade, Sugar Grove Christmas Parade, and the Marion Kaleidoscope Holiday Parade. Next is the parade marshal, Dr. O.O. Smith. Dr. Smith is well known in the Marion community and surrounding county for his service. Dr. and Mrs. Smith are being driven in a restored 1967 Pontiac convertible owned by Dick Jennings of Pat Jennings Pontiac Buick GMC. Here we have the Marion Rotary Club banner. The motto of the Marion Rotary Club is service above self. He profits most who serves best. Members of the Marion Rotary Club volunteer their time to organize this parade. And here we have the Rotary Club float, which is a professional float from Klein Float Company of Catawba, North Carolina. The riders are the Bigs and Littles from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Smith County. The Marion Rotary Club also participates in the Adopt a Highway program and provides scholarships for 2 deserving students at Marion Senior High School each year. Here we have Cub Scout Pack number 190. This pack is sponsored by Royal Oak Presbyterian Church. There are 42 Cubs in this pack. The Kazim Legion of Honor. This color guard for the Kazim Temple in Roanoke, Virginia, represents the North American shrine with the American flag, the Canadian flag, and the Mexican flag. Behind them, we have a decorated vehicle provided by the Sewing Notion, and they've got folks handing out candy. Here's another professional float from Klein Float Company, sponsored by Smith County Community Hospital. Riders are members of the Hospital Auxiliary. Next up are the Sugar Grove Sugar Twists. It's a majorette group consisting of 30 girls with ages ranging from kindergarten through the 8th grade. They attend the Sugar Grove Combined School. Our second band in today's parade is the Northwood Middle School Band. The members are from the Saltville area. The band director is Charles Gallagher. Let's take a listen. From Marion Chevy Olds Geo. Riding in the car is Miss Crystal Mayberry, Miss Fall Festival. And here's another professional float by the Klein Float Company, sponsored by the Bank of Marion. Riders are employees and family members of the bank, as well as members of PAC 93, Den 1 Cub Scouts from the First United Methodist Church. Here's a popular unit. It's the Surrey Shrine Mini Truckers, a shrine unit from Mount Airy, North Carolina. This unit includes several mini Kenworth tractors. This float is from the W. Scott Senior Citizen Center. The float is made of magenta colors to follow the theme of aging with all its colors. The colors reflect the new spirit of the seniors and the Senior Center, always active and always on the move. The float is provided and pulled by Benny Counts. Here we have Cub Scout Pack number 93. There are approximately 35 Cub Scouts sponsored by the First United Methodist Church. This pack has been in existence for 25 years. This float is sponsored by the First Community Bank of Saltville, and it's another professional float from Klein Float Company of Catawba, North Carolina. The riders are employees and family members of the Bank of Saltville. Following them, we have Smith County 911 and the DARE program. This DARE Blazer is driven by Ronnie Miller, and the vehicle is accompanied by children in police, fire, and rescue uniforms, handing out stickers. In this truck, we have Daisy Troop number 357 from Chilhowie, Virginia. Kim Widener is the leader. Here's FM 94's Bright Red Country Cruiser, Marion's own WMEV radio station, on location for Southwest Virginia's most listened to radio station. Up next, we have a fire suppression truck with Smokey the Bear riding along. It's provided by the Mount Rogers National Recreation Area. Here we have another professional float from Klein Float Company. This one is sponsored by H.S. Williams and Berry Enterprises. Riders are members of the Marion Senior High Homecoming Court and the Miss Marion Senior High School Court. Next is the Chilhowie High School Band. This is a marching band composed of high school students from the Chilhowie area. The band director is Glenn Weller. This next unit is from the Smith County Humane Society, following the theme of Animals in Our Lives. Riders are members, their dogs, cats, and children. And here we have the Kazim Characters, a shrine unit from Bristol, Tennessee, consisting of 20 to 25 characters riding and walking in funny costumes and hugging children along the parade route. Everyone seems to be having a great time. Here's a truck from Marion Chevy Olds Geo, carrying members of Girl Scout Troop number 501 of Marion, Virginia. Robin Hull is the leader. This seasonally decorated vehicle and float is from Ebenezer Lutheran Church. This professional float from Klein Float Company is sponsored by TRW Steering Systems. The riders are TRW employees and family members. And here we have a float from the Marion Club, which serves the Association for Retarded Citizens. They sponsor this float with 10 members of the club giving away candy to the crowd. This group won first place in their category in last year's parade. This vehicle is from Home Nursing Company Incorporated, a nonprofit home health agency with offices in Chilhowie, Richlands, and Lebanon, Virginia. And here we have a horse and buggy. This American saddlebred horse is owned and shown by Betty Bird, a Dana employee. Blaze is reserve champion in pleasure driving in the Appalachian Horse Show in the American Saddlebred Horse Association of Virginia 1994 and 1995 Western County Pleasure High Point champion. Here's a professional float by Klein Float Company, and it's sponsored by Dana Spicer Universal. Riders are 16 children dressed in Western attire. Next up is another group of Shriners. This unit is from Roanoke, Virginia, and they're the Kazim Truckers, with a unit consisting of more mini trucks. Next up is a real crowd pleaser in today's parade. It's provided by the Friends of the Museum of the Middle Appalachians. It's a 27-foot-long mammoth. Here he comes. This is a reminder of our past and the type of animal found in the archaeological dig in Saltville, Virginia. We have a 1968 Coupe de Ville Cadillac, restored by Robert M. Farmer and driven by Aaron Frazier, his grandson. And here's one of my personal favorites in the parade, the Virginia Highland Pipes and Drums, which wears the McFarland tartan. This group won first place in their category in the 1994 parade, and they're back to try again. The band members are from Southwest Virginia, Marion, Salem, and Waynesboro, and West Virginia. They come from all walks of life. Anyone interested in learning to play the Highland bagpipes or drums are royally welcome. This seasonal float is designed and built by the youth of Christ Episcopal Church. This group won last year's first place award in their category. Riding in this vehicle from Marion Cheviot's Geo is Miss Emily Glass, who's 2.5 years old. This young lady lists the Southern Rainbow Summerfest Queen 1995 and Toddler Miss 4th of July Queen 1995 among her titles. And here's another professional float from Klein Float Company. This one is sponsored by Slint Brandt and Associates. Riders are the winner of a Rotary-sponsored coloring contest who are going to be photographed with Santa Claus. Following the coloring contest winners, we have another shrine unit. This one is from Addington, Virginia, and this unit is going to feature scooters, bikes, carts, and clowns, and they're known as the Kazim Abnormals. professional float by Klein Float Company of Catawba, North Carolina. This one is sponsored by Ellis Home Oxygen and Medical Equipment. Next is another band. This one is from Northwood High School. It's a marching band composed of high school students from the Saltville area. The band director is Charles Gallagher. Let's take a listen. High School band, we had the Subway Subman riding in his truck. He's a hungry fella. Here's Frosty the Snowman from Jameis Hallmark. Next up is a vehicle from Barnett's Funeral Home. This vehicle is from the Smith County Community Hospital Home Care. This truck is from the Marion Police Department. We've got the crash test dummies, McGruff the crime dog, and the Dare Bear riding along. Riding in a truck from Marion Cheviot's Geo is Brown Troop number 460. Karen Pennington is the leader, and they're from Marion, Virginia. This unit is from the Chamber of Commerce of Smith County. This group won first place in the Chilhowie Community Apple Festival, Civic Division in 1995. It annually participates in the Sugar Grove Christmas Parade and the Saltville Labor Day Parade. Seasonally decorated truck is from First Union National Bank of Virginia, and it's celebrating the gift of children. The riders are children, grandchildren, and friends of employees of First Union Bank. Here's a Saltville Health Department vehicle. This professional float from Klein Float Company is sponsored by City Drug and J.C. Penney. The riders are from a Girl Scout troop. Tammy Peak is the leader, and they're from Marion, Virginia. Up next is Chilhowie High School Beauty Court and Homecoming Court. They've got several vehicles in the parade today. We also have Miss Chilhowie Apple Festival. The theme of this upcoming float is Blue Ridge Against Drugs, taking care of Santa's business. This club was established in 1993 to encourage a drug-free lifestyle. Currently, with 53 members, the club's float showcases the trades available at the Blue Ridge Job Corps Center. Here's a vehicle from McDonald's of Marion. Employees and children of the Marion McDonald's are riding on this seasonally decorated truck. And here's Brownie Girl Scout Troop number 382, led by Kelly Hale. Here's a crazy bunch of guys, the Kazin Hillbillies, a shrine unit with clowns and antique cars from Galax, Virginia. Riding in this truck from Marion Chevy Olds Geo is the new Sheriff-elect. And here we have Chilhowie Middle School Band, a marching unit composed of middle school students from the Chilhowie area. The band director is Glenn Weller. This professional float from Klein Float Company is sponsored by VFW Post number 4667. The riders are members of the Post and its Ladies Auxiliary. Here we have the Gold Wing Road Riders, Chapter H, Mountain Empire Wings of Abingdon. Wade Farmer, Chapter Director. This is a favorite entry in the Kaleidoscope Parade each year. Here's some folks from the Marion Downtown Revitalization. And they're followed by a truck from Marion Chevy Olds Geo. And here's a first for the Marion Parade, the Chisholm Hollow Horsemen's Association. Up next are members of East End Baptist Church. Here we have a float from Elk Creek, Virginia, depicting the Katie Sage story. You could read about that and a whole lot more at the Smith Bland Library Bookmobile. The best gift of all is a library card. The Smith Bland Regional Library Bookmobile distributes books to outlying areas of those two counties. Following that is a professional float sponsored by King Ford Chrysler Jeep Eagle and McNeil Furniture. The First United Methodist Church Children's Choir, under the direction of Cindy Freeman, is on board. Next up, we have some walking packages. Girl Scout Troop number 404, led by Karen Lundy from Marion, Virginia. And here we have the Scarlet Hurricane Band of Marion Senior High School, composed of 90 wind instruments, 23 percussion, 16-person color guard, and drum major Jenny Sullivan. 1995 honors include first place guard Chilhowie and Lonesome Pine, First place drum major, Chilhowie. First place drum line, Lonesome Pine. First place music, Lonesome Pine Band Festival. And Division I rating and reserve grand champion, Lonesome Pine. And the Marion Volunteer Fire Department Candy Wagon. For most people, this next guy needs no introduction. It's Santa Claus, and he's riding on a float sponsored by the Marion Volunteer Fire Department. Candy's being distributed by members of the fire department. Following Santa Claus, we have vehicles from the Marion Life Saving Crew and the fire department. The folks in this truck are riding in remembrance of Richard Fulton. And last but not least in the parade, we have the giant Food City shopping cart. We here at Blue Ridge Public Television would like to once again thank the Marion Rotary Club for sponsoring the taping of today's parade. We wish one and all a happy holiday season.